Hello there, Grumpy Old Fart here. I'm doing a UFO Legends video on a guy that he's just so fun to listen to. This guy's name is Graham Hancock. You've probably heard the name, and if you've heard about him, you've probably heard that he's some nutball who runs around preaching aliens and, hidden ancient civilizations and stuff like that. Everything but the nutball is right, because I don't. Everybody's a bit of a nutball. I'm kind of a nutball to begin with, but my point is, this guy has done his research and he believes what he says. That being said, there's a lot of other people who are saying the same things, the same kinds of things he's saying, and you can make fun of them all day long, but disproving them, that's what I want to see. And they haven't done that yet. To my knowledge, nobody's done that. I'll get into that here in a minute. So, a little bit of a bio. He was born Graham Bruce Hancock on August 2nd, 1950 in Edinburgh, Scotland. He moved to India at age 3 and then returned to the United Kingdom. He graduated first-class honors degrees from Durham University in 1973. He had a degree in sociology. Now, he worked as a journalist in many British newspapers, including The Times and The Guardian. He co-edited The Internationalist magazine from 1976 to 1979. So he is a well-grounded journalist, okay? A writer and journalist. Since 1990, Graham Hancock has worked to uncover what he believes is a hidden history of humanity and alien intervention in human origins. And this is very similar to Eric von Daniken, very similar to Lloyd Pye, very similar to a lot of other researchers on the subject. Jim Mars, for example. A lot of these people are finding the same things. They're researching different avenues, but they come to the same conclusions. That in and of itself tells you something. And a lot of this stuff mainstream science will not acknowledge. Michael Cremo has a book called Forbidden Archaeology. They're finding things that don't fit the archaeological and scientific record, the evolutionary record, and nobody will talk about it. They're not saying, oh, look, here, we can prove you wrong, boom, 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 boom. They're just not even saying nothing. They're ignoring it. And if you bring it up, you're now ostracized as a scientist. Graham Hancock is facing those same accusations. He's crazy, he's a nutball. I don't want to hear that. If you can't disprove what he's saying, you need to take him seriously. And some of the stuff he says is a little far-fetched, I'm not going to argue. But rather than call him crazy, disprove him. And to my knowledge, nobody's done that. He's written a lot of books. I'm going to get to that part here in a minute, but he's written a lot of books. I'm going to get through this other stuff, or I'll have to double back and do it again. The Sign and the Seal, Fingerprints of the Gods, Keeper of Genesis, The Mars Mystery, Heaven's Mirror, many others. The guy's a writing dynamo. He puts out books, bam, bam, bam. Like my wife, I can't do that. It takes me forever to put out a book. It takes me a week to write a chapter. Anyway. But this guy's putting out books left and right, and he does a lot to uncover mysteries of ancient megalithic sites, including the Giza pyramids, Göbekli Tepe. He's got done a lot of work on Göbekli Tepe, and many others. And he's a storehouse of knowledge about these places. And he did an interview on Joe Rogan. I'm getting ahead of myself. Hang on. Graham Hancock has many detractors who say his research is bad and therefore his conclusions cannot be taken seriously. They call him crazy and all that. Very few people will debate him because the ones who have been utterly destroyed. I was going to tell you about this interview I saw on Joe Rogan, the Joe Rogan podcast, the Joe Rogan Experience, I think it was. And he was debating some guy, and this guy called out this and this and that, and Hancock just one by one, bam, bada bam, bada bam, destroyed everything this guy said. Graham Hancock can back up what he says. As crazy as it sounds, because some of it does sound crazy, but he can back it up. And until somebody can disprove what he says, somebody needs to be listening to him. That's all I'm saying. part of this is, the reason I'm naming him as a UFO legend is, part of this is he delves into the ancient alien thing where, aliens came to Earth thousands of millions of years, whatever ago, and influenced human evolution. So when you hear people say, talk about Eric von Daniken and ancient aliens, for example, it's the same situation here. That's what he's going for. And again, I don't want to hear your opinions about how crazy he is. I want to hear you disprove what he says. It's that simple. And to my knowledge, nobody's done it. And nobody will debate him because he just destroys them. He's like Ben Shapiro in politics. This guy in UFOs and ancient alien and the hidden history of humanity. It's the same thing. If you've ever seen Ben Shapiro in a debate with anyone, he picks them apart and makes them look so stupid. Graham Hancock is the same way on this subject. And you gotta, again, disprove it or shut the hell up. That's all I'm saying. Graham Hancock, he is a UFO legend. You folks have a good day. God bless one and all.